Welcome to this special edition of NBA 2K TV.
Last weekend's tournament shook down the bracket, and we know now who is going to be battling it out for those championship titles in the March 19th finals.
It was an action-packed tournament, and this week we're bringing you all up to speed on how it all went down.
It's finally arrived. Welcome to the My Team
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
There it is, the Staples Center in Los Angeles, where we're getting set to bring you all of today's action. Welcome aboard, everybody. This is Wednesday Night Basketball of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Paul George has shown over the years that he remains one of the most versatile stars in the league. He said, "I pride myself on being effective on both ends. I try to do it all, play the right way, and just get lost in the game. I'll do everything I can to win." And guys, there's still not much he can't do with his combination of size and athleticism.
David, he clearly is a special talent, and his resume shows it. Thank you. And right now, a brief look at the power rankings here at the end of November. It's interesting to see how the teams compare. They're locked in again at that third spot. Not a bad place to be.
And when I look at the Clippers, they're happy with this latest stretch of games. This is the time of year for optimism. At this point, anything is possible.
Now, a look at Dallas' starting lineup. The guard pair, it's Doncic and Hardaway. Porzingis is out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. And for the Clippers, they've got Ivica Zubac. Bledsoe is out there with Johnson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Perkichin in at the power forward. And with Thanksgiving coming tomorrow, Greg, how many plates of turkey you think you're going to put away?
Oh, you got to get seconds. Just make sure you leave enough room for dessert. Sometimes maybe a little walk is what you need to shake off what we back home used to call the itis.
Here's Dallas. Hardaway finds Doncic. And here is Anthony. Back to Doncic. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now, here's Zubac. Back to Bledsoe. Pass to Perkichin. Kicks to Bledsoe. Just 5 to shoot. The shot, no good. Nice D from Porzingis. Doncic outside. Anthony, the pass to Porzingis. Rebound by the Clippers. Bledsoe looking around. Here he goes. It's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. A pass to Porzingis. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Always the connection with the teammate. That time Porzingis in the right spot.
Bledsoe passes to George. Fires from deep. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound.
Just a bit of a rut here early. Just 1 of 4 so far.
Doncic against Bledsoe. Outside Hardaway. 5 to shoot. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Johnson down low. He's against Porzingis.
Clearly a foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Los Angeles shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
Keon Johnson. taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. So Johnson hits 2 of them. The Mavericks have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. The pass to Doncic. It's hauled in by George.
The defense there got away with a major lapse. And we all know what George brings offensively. But it's his ability as a defender that stands out. Great instincts to make plays on that end of the floor.
For Los Angeles, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Johnson dishes to Bledsoe. And there's the drive. They now take the lead. Bledsoe's got his second basket of the night.
Try to prevent Bledsoe from charging inside. Easier said than done. Once he sees the lane, pretty much over for the defense.
Now, here's Doncic. He's one of the most resourceful scorers you'll ever see. He's generating an average of around 33.5 points a game. And with Paul George and his defense, Greg, you almost forget how great of an impact it makes.
He just kind of flies under the radar with his defensive play. I mean, this guy could be considered for the Defensive Player of the Year almost every year. One of the more disruptive forces on that end of the floor.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Los Angeles. Zubac kicks to Johnson. Here's Bledsoe. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. 6 to shoot. Here's Johnson. It's rebounded by Doncic.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
And the rejection by Zubac. Johnson surveying the floor. Bledsoe outside. Pass to Perkichin. The shot by George, wide open. And again, no good by the Clippers. Outside Anthony. Trying to end the drought. Got a piece of it. And they'll keep possession. The Clippers in the lead. Here's Perkichin, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Gotta love the effort there. An undersized 4 who can really make things happen with that leaping ability.
And it'll be the Mavericks with their first time out here of the game. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Both teams deciding to change it up.
And a moment now to check out some of the numbers for Luka Doncic. He's putting up 33 points a night, 7 assists and 8 rebounds. And guys, he can just explode for points anytime he steps on the court.
Well, he looks to score, and he looks to score often.
Powell finds Brown. Dallas moving the ball around. Back to Powell. Passes it to Doncic. He takes it in, and he elevates for the slam dunk. JaVale McGee did not like that.
And the body control on display there. Doncic looking determined to finish no matter the contact.
McGee the pass to Bledsoe. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Taking a look here at some of the numbers for Carmelo Anthony.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
Of all the action happening there, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
Here's Mann, guarded by Powell. Mann gets the bucket.
And Their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
The Mavericks trailing. Here's Doncic. It's hauled in by George. George has got his 5th rebound in this one.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Terrence Mann. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
So both teams changing it up here. An outstanding defensive play to earn the Mobile One block.
And this is why coaches stress the importance of defense. Big block there in this close game.
Hardaway with it. He had 15 points last outing. It's over McGee. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Los Angeles has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Here's Mann. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Pass to McGee. Here's Mann. Drives to the hoop. Oh, and that one, no question, poured it down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Here's Ivy. 11 points last game. Hardaway finds Burke. Shot clock at 5. It's up a 3. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. The Los Angeles Clippers coming to this one after the win against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Kennard, the bounce pass. Fades back. Mavericks with the rebound. Fresh from a win against Portland.
And it just seemed to me they wanted it more. I mean, you look at the second chance buckets. Didn't play a whole lot of up and back. I mean, they stayed with each shot, grabbing the rebound, converting when they could.
McGee inside. He's good with the little jumper in close. And the Clippers lead by 8. Dallas calls timeout.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Well, they can't find the net right now, and all they need, I think, is just to get one to go, get back on track.
All right, fans. That was your Clippers Spirit Dance Team. Make some noise.
Here's Ivy. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Brown dishes to Ivy. Shot to stop the run, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
And way to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. Poked away. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Here's Burke. Kennard with the rebound.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Here's Mann. Guarded by Hardaway. Back to McGee. The pass to Kennard. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Drains the three-pointer.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Now, here's Kennard. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Clippers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
JaVale McGee at the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Ivy. Pass to Powell.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Dishes to Ivy. 1:53 left in the first quarter of the game. Shot clock at 6. Tipped away. And it's out of bounds to the Mavericks as Dallas retains possession.
Basketball.
And there's 1:45 left in the first.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Right wing. Burke covering. "11 feet away." Here's McGee. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
That's his second.
Oh, the officials are all over that.
Third team foul.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Really some great drives to the basket here early on for these guys.
I think that's also set up a lot of knockdown jump shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Zinkis, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Hardaway. Both free throws good from McGee. Mavericks trail by 10. Ivy passes to Porzingis. He kicks it to Ivy. Poked loose. Passes it to Burke. 6 on the shot clock. Shot from 12. The shot by Anthony, no good. Clippers leading by 10. Inside. Burke covering. Great D that time from Powell. Dallas is gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. And Anthony gets it to go.
Carmelo really has great footwork down low, showing off the feel right there when he gets near the paint.
There's 25 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his second.
It's on Porzingis.
Even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Los Angeles, they have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him.
And they've clearly been the aggressors here early on, drawing fouls and working themselves to the line.
Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Johnson comes in for Man. Andre Drummond's checked in for the Mavericks. And he makes both free throws.
And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
Here's Ivy. Here's Drummond. Feeds it to Powell. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers going into the break with a 10-point lead. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. Back to the action after this word. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers. Guys?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Mavericks trail by 10. On the floor for Dallas. Andre Drummond is out there with Powell. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Trey Burke. And it's Ivy in at the 2 guard. That 3 off the mark. And for the Clippers, they're shooting at 44%. Pretty reasonable. Well, we know Zubats can eat up space inside, Brent. Great job of securing rebounds.
Yeah, obviously, if he was playing starter minutes or anywhere approaching 30 minutes, Zubats is going to be in double figures, ripping down both offensive and defensive things on the glass. What's impressed me about him, though, is he's got great hands on the inside and has now become a very viable roll target.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, mid-range jumpers are something of a lost art these days. They're still practiced by superstars like Kawhi Leonard. Coach Ty Lue said, why not work on the shots that teams are giving up? Down the stretch, mid-range shots win games. Playoffs, too. If you shoot it at a high clip, it's just as good as a 3 for me. Guys?
And they do shoot it at a good clip, and they rely on it quite a bit. David, thank you. Paul George is checked in for the Clippers. Bledsoe comes in for Luke Kennard. And Dallas with a change here, too. Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. And so he hits both. And we see teams around the league trying to integrate star veterans with talented rookies. Greg, it's not always easy, is it?
Not at all, Kevin. And a lot of times it becomes a choice between win now or win later. Though the teams with great coaching and development can oftentimes do both.
Now, Doncic. Paul George missing from long range. Burke, the pass to Carmelo. And it's out of bounds to the Mavericks as Dallas retains possession.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
Dallas making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Shot clock at 2, and Drummond throws it down.
A huge target on alley-oops. Throw it towards Drummond, and he'll take care of the rest.
George with the ball. Out guarded by Porzingis. Kicks it out to Johnson. The Clippers need to get off a shot. George, that's a 2-pointer. Offensive rebound. Ball's knocked loose. Doncic with the steal. Here's Burke. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. In the second quarter, held scoreless. Bledsoe passes to Johnson. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Unloads from 13. That one a little long. Clippers leading by 3. That's tipped. Bledsoe right side. No good. He has missed 3 of his 5 attempts this game. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Porzingis finds Burke. Now Doncic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Doncic has got 6.
And that's the way to close. Once Doncic has this type of look, game over.
Back to George. Pass to Zubats. Over Drummond. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Mavericks have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Deep 2 from Anthony. That one wide left. Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Perkichin passes to Bledsoe. Johnson outside. The three from George. Drills the three-pointer.
Paul George showing his offensive confidence right there, just letting that one go as soon as it touches his hands.
Doncic passes to Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
And Kevin, everybody's dissected Luka's offensive game, trying to find that weakness. And I'm just here to tell you, I don't think he has it.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Bledsoe finds Zubac. Doncic against Bledsoe. And here's George for three. It's rebounded by Doncic. Doncic has got his sixth rebound on the night. And the play of Doncic drawing comparisons to so many all-time greats. But, Greg, the one that stood out to me, they said he's a combination of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. What do you think?
And it just makes sense. With his passing and shooting, you throw in the step-back game of James Harden, you start to see why he has become such a problem for this league. Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Bledsoe outside. George with the ball. He's picked up by Drummond. Outside for George. Over Drummond, and George gets it to go. George has got the game tied up here for Los Angeles. Here's Dallas. They're on a 15-5 run. Here's Doncic.
Oh, yes, sir. Guys, you never know what you'll see when you're watching Luka Doncic. His offensive creativity is through the roof.
And Bledsoe, here we go. That shot is off. For Dallas, they've gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. Johnson up top, guarded by Doncic. Johnson kicks to George. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Doncic has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Porzingis finds Burke. Porzingis feeling it out a bit. To the middle, Doncic. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Now the pass to Perkichin. He dishes it to George. Down low. Perkichin can't get it to go. Dallas leading by 4 to the left wing. Burke, the pass to Drummond. Out to Doncic. For 3. Porzingis on the foul. And the Mavericks lead by 6.
Can't go in soft. You got to have intention when you go in there on the glass. And Porzingis wanted to beat everybody to the ball that time.
And the Clippers call time here. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
Yeah, saw the box score of that game the next day, and I thought, wow, that's a huge scoring night. Pretty impressive stuff there.
And the Clippers with a whole new lineup now. Then for the Mavericks, Brown comes in for Drummond. Hardaway is subbed in for Trey Burke. And it's blocked by Brown. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brown. Mavericks making a switch here.
Dwight Powell.
Clock at 6. Kicks it to McGee. Los Angeles with a fresh shot clock. Guarded by Hardaway. Pass to McGee. Here's Mann. They need this one. And it's blocked by Brown. Doncic outside. Here's Ivy. And he goes in for the dunk.
A playmaker of Doncic's talents wasn't missing that gap. He quickly gets the ball to the wide open man.
Guarded by Doncic. From 7, the Mavericks pull it in.
And they continue to control the glass.
Here's Hardaway. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Clippers trail by 8. To the paint, here's McGee. It's rebounded by Dallas. Powell's got 6 rebounds in the game. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Powell's got his first bucket of the night.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And they're allowing too many points in the paint. Coach is going to let them hear about it.
Yeah, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it, make the adjustment.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%. But they've continued to let him fly to the inside.
And an excellent pass by Morris. A guy known for his finishing ability, but he also has the skills to facilitate.
On the wing, Doncic. Here's Ivy. He's got 8. That's off. It's his 4th miss in 7 tries. Guarded by Powell. Into the lane. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, and of course, Marcus with a twin brother, Marquise, went to college together, played in the pros together. You'll have a hard time finding a closer pair of siblings.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
I'm loving the ping-pong action of the ball tonight. A decent number of assists so far.
And he knocks down the first one. Good on both. Here's Ivy. Passes it to Doncic.
LA foul. DJ Boston. That's his first personal foul. 3rd team foul.
Pass to Ivy. 6 on the shot clock. And the dunk by Brown.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Now here is McGee. He had 13 points in the win against Oklahoma City.
I'm not sure in that game if it was him or Dikembe Mutombo out there, guys. I was just hoping to see one finger wave after one of those 4 blocks. No, no, no. Not today.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line.
His first personal foul. 2nd team foul. At the line for LA, Marcus Morris Sr. At the line for 1.
What's up?
And that one misses.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Hardaway kicks to Doncic. It's Brown on the wing. There's the pass to Hardaway. Can't cash in from close range.
They've been able to have some team success in this game despite what's been an awful shooting night for them.
Kennard's shot is off. And so Brown will bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Doncic. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
His first personal foul.
What determination from Doncic, pushing his shot through despite some stiff defense to draw the foul.
The Mavericks shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And collectively, they're only about 73% as a unit right now.
That free throw good from Doncic.
And it feels like Doncic has risen to stardom so fast. His drive to be an all-time great is very evident.
All free throws good from Doncic.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Guarded by Powell. The dish now to McGee. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. A 3-ball. The offensive rebound. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
Dallas calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screw.
And that's his 4th foul. And we're not even at halftime. That is going to limit his playing time and his aggressiveness the rest of the game.
Porzingis, he's checked in for Dallas. Clippers trail by 6. Now, here's Kennard. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
41 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Doncic, and the layup's good off the glass. Doncic has got 16 points.
And Sean, he's got a few tricks up his sleeve there. Doncic's handles are very impressive.
Porzingis with the steal. Doncic outside. 15 seconds left in the first half of the game. 6 to shoot. Pass to Ivy. Over Kennard. It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. Scoring, rebounding. He was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Jason Kidd. Jason, how do you feel about your team's performance?
I feel great. You know, we're sharing the ball, we're making the extra pass, but we're attacking the paint. And if we can continue to do that, it puts us in a good seat.
Jason, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started.
Okay.
Luka Doncic has been the story in this one. He had 16 points, 6 assists, and 10 rebounds. He's been playing extremely well lately. and making some new highlights for us already in this one. And from what we saw so far from the Mavericks, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
You know, every team talks about playing unselfishly, and in the first half, it didn't look like there was ego on this team. Now, looks can be deceiving, but the assist totals back up what we saw.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
Well, their bench production has been a major factor. Guys have been ready to go when their numbers. And it makes the second half go a lot easier on your main guys when you can spread the minutes around in the first half.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
Yeah, guys like him love to stuff the stat sheet. He's doing it here.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. We've got Bledsoe, also Johnson out there. Paul George is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's Perkichin in at the 4 slot. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. He had a nice open look right there. Anthony's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Mavs. George against Anthony. Kicks it out to Johnson. Pass to Bledsoe. Over Doncic. No good from Bledsoe.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Clippers trail by 9. George finds Bledsoe. Now here's Johnson. From beyond the arc. It's rebounded by Dallas. Doncic has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. On the wing, Johnson. Guarded by Porzingis. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
Looking to get it going. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
He's a decent scorer, and Hardaway can get it going, so he draws defenders' attention and gets the call that time.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off.
And Tim Hardaway Jr. has some nights where it just looks effortless for him to get out and get 20 points. It's nice when he rebounds and passes in those games as well, showing complete game.
And he can't hit the second. Clippers trail by 9. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And George kicks to Bledsoe. Pass to Zubac. Over Hardaway. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Not sure they realize it's not halftime anymore. 4 attempts, and they're still looking for their first bucket.
Down low. And it's Doncic. That time on the assist by Porzingis. Doncic has got the lead up to 11 now for the Mavs. Anthony against George. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul.
And it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Trey Burks checked in for Hardaway. A fantastic mobile 1 block. This one deserves another look.
And a block like that sends a message. One that says we're not giving up this lead. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now.
Near the three-point line, it's Bledsoe.
You can see Porzingis taking some pride right now on the defensive end of the floor, taking care of the shooter with his long wingspan that time. Yeah, this has been a night where you can look at his shooting and his performance, and it's affected the team. That's the bottom line.
Sinks the triple.
Oh, great ball movement
LA
there.
timeout.
And the Clippers call time here.
Giving up a run here. Can they turn it around?
It's hard to say right now. At this point, I've seen the coaches run through 2 or 3 iterations of defense. Is there a fourth? I'm not sure.
Here is Bledsoe. A decent amount of time left as they try to find a way back into it.
Yeah, but it will be soon if they don't start cutting into this deficit.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Paul George has taken some heat in recent years. He says people get so caught up in what other folks think. I'm Paul George. I don't care to be anybody else. I am who I am. You love it or you don't. Simple as that. Guys, with his play on the floor, he has answered all of his critics.
He's certainly playing at an elite level. PA, thank you.
Got to talk on defense. That left him all alone.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Drummond passes to Burke. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Johnson outside. To the middle. Here's Zubac. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Now that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Dallas.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
Another thing they've done well tonight is to share the basketball. So many of their buckets have just been off crisp offensive sets, setting up their shooters.
The free throw drops for Zubac. Mavericks leading by 9. To the paint. Here's Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Porzingis showing you what he can do if he gets that close. The big man up big time.
Now here's Bledsoe. Not a lot of room. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Burke. Here's Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
A great disruptor of the basketball. Luka taking matters into his own hands tonight. Great to see him play like this.
Now here's Bledsoe. On the wing, Johnson. Bledsoe passes to Zubac. Shoots over Burke. Just 5 on the clock. And the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut to just 11 points in the basket from Zubac. Now here's Burke. He's guarded by Johnson. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Cans it from downtown.
Three-pointer.
Doncic has got 7 now in this quarter.
Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
Zubac with it. He's picked up by Drummond and stolen by Drummond. Left side, Porzingis. Porzingis is doubled. Drummond finds Doncic. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, easy call.
The Mavericks have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
Trey Burke, shooting 2.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And Brett, you played for the Spurs, who pioneered player rest. More and more teams have followed that suit over the seasons, calling it load management, even risking fines. Any concern with the way things are done?
Well, I understand the fans' complaint, you know, to think about being a 10-year-old boy or girl and LeBron James is coming to your city and it's a load management day and he's not playing. And so the league understands it. It understands it from its broadcast partners and the way that they want the star players to be involved in every game that they play. And they've tried to adjust the schedule and moved it around a little bit, doing away with back-to-backs. I think it'll be a constant battle, but the organizations are investing in these players, and health is their #1 issue. They want them to play as many games for as long as they can at an elite level. So we'll see how it goes in the next couple of years.
And here are the Mavericks now. The Clippers getting the bucket. There's the lob to Brown. Stolen by George. Here's McGee. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
That's his
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4.
2 shots.
He's off on the first. Marcus Morris is checked in for the Clippers. And Dallas also making a switch. Hardaway's checked in. Good on the second free throw. Mavericks leading by 13. And there's the pass to Powell. McGee against Brown. Outside Hardaway. Passes to Ivy. Shot clock at 6. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his first personal foul.
It's on JaVale McGee. The Mavericks have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
At the line for 2.
And the first one drops. Both good from the line that time. Clippers trail by 15. It's good. He has 6.
Well, that's excellent. Get the ball down deep inside and cash in on a simple basket.
Ivy passes to Carmelo. And here is Brown. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Hardaway. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Excellent D that time there from McGee. Inside, pass to Kennard. Taken away by Anthony. Lobbed up there for Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
And last year, Carmelo Anthony climbed into the top 10 all-time in scoring.
Well, I mean, he's a surefire Hall of Famer, and he may never get that NBA title, but you factor in college and international play, and there's no doubt he'll be in Springfield.
Now here's Anthony. He has 7. Back to Brown. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Anthony's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Pass to Ivy. Back to Brown. That shot off the mark. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. And it's blocked by Brown. Dishes it to Ivy. The Clippers grab the miss. Kennard the pass to McGee. The second chance effort.
Foul charge to Dallas. Moses Bryant. That's his 6th personal foul. 4th team foul.
Dallas making a switch here. Porzingis has checked in. He shot 5 of 6 at the foul line.
Taking 2 shots.
That's good from McGee. Paul George is checked in for Marcus Morris. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Ivy dishes to Powell. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Back to Powell. 6 to shoot. Here's Ivy, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Clippers ball.
And the Clippers making a change here. Bledsoe's checked in.
Eric Bledsoe.
Clippers trail by 16. Outside, George.
2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. 2 minutes.
1:57 left to play here in the 3rd. From deep. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Anthony in the corner. Shoots from 12. McGee with the block. Anthony kicks to Porzingis. Clock at 4. Yes, that goes in. Porzingis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, in between game for Porzingis. That one's on target.
George against Porzingis. And stolen by Ivy. Pass break, Dallas. Here's Hardaway. The pass to Ivy. Tries again. McGee with the block. They get it back. To the paint. Here's George. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. George has got 9 points.
Well, he knows how to score, and he does just that. Don't let Paul George fool you. He can finish inside.
Ivy kicks to Powell. Passes it to Ivy. Hardaway for 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
Well, that equals his 3-point total from the first half. He had 1 before the break, and that's his first 3 of this half.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. With the drive.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Here's Ivy. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That's his second.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
For Dallas, they have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. So both teams making some changes here. That's off as well, so he misses both. Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. The Mavericks on top, leading by 17. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great hands, great vision. That makes great things happen for your offense.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the floor for Dallas starting the 4th quarter here. Hardaway and Porzingis in at the forward slots. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Ivy in at the shooting guard position. Kicks it out to Johnson. Goes back up. Nice D from Porzingis.
Well, the D's so tight on him, it makes him alter his shot. And an easy chance turns into a tough one because the defense is swarming.
Doncic. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Bledsoe passes to George. Unloads. Misses off the left iron. Mavericks leading by 17. 4th quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Back to Doncic. Hot pass to Porzingis. Clock is at 3. And it's Drummond missing.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
The shot's good.
When you're a veteran player like Paul George, you understand that even 24 seconds is a long time. Great patience to wait for that play.
Dallas calls timeout.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Jason Kidd going over the plan with his team for the last few minutes. His point to them was that they put themselves in the position to succeed and that this is their game to lose. So he needs to see full concentration out of every guy on the court to finish this one off. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Here's Bledsoe after Luka Doncic's bucket. George, that's a 2-pointer. It's rebounded by Dallas. Doncic has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Ivy kicks to Doncic. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter now. Ivy passes to Drummond. Knocked loose.
Now, he's done a good job of keeping control of the ball. Even with that turnover, you can tell his teammates trust him to hang on to the pill. And this feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
Here's Ivy. The 3 for Doncic. Another 3 for Dallas.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the 3-point line.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Up and in on the layup. Doncic has got 7 now in this quarter.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Bledsoe finds George. Down low. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Here's Hardaway. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his second personal foul.
That's on Keon Johnson.
Hardaway Jr., a great athlete, spotted a seam there and just attacked the defense.
Great playing most of your career in the 90s. The game has really changed. Less physical, more skilled. But what role has the league played in all of that change?
Well, the NBA is at the forefront of these changes. The competition committee that they have that meets annually to discuss ways to try to improve the game. Listen, they're not going to always knock it out of the park, but you have to keep thinking forward. And I applaud the league for their attempts to try to improve this game and grow it.
Dallas making a switch here. Anthony's checked in. Hardaway hits them both.
Yeah, sometimes in a game you settle a little bit before settling in, and right now I think he's a big factor in how they're getting to the line.
The Clippers shooting about 33%, not happy with their play on that end. Here's George, pass to Perkichin. Now here's Zubac. And too much time in the lane, they get called for the 3-second violation.
And that is just a deflating error on his part.
Yeah, he knows he shouldn't have made it, and that's just really overall a frustrating sequence that hopefully doesn't stick with him.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul.
Yeah, I guess when you're up this big, you can afford to get a little sloppy.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Kicks it out to Johnson. And again, no good by the Clippers.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And that one drops.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here's Bledsoe after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. George looking over the floor. Over Drummond. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
And Spurs great Tim Duncan recently inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. And you played with him, Brent, for a handful of seasons. You won a couple rings. Any reflections?
Well, Tim was such a tremendous teammate and so welcoming to every player that he came across that walked into a Spurs locker room with the inherent trust he had from Coach Popovich that they were going to invite players that were going to come in and be about the right things. I just remember my first time visiting San Antonio, signing as a free agent, and the first person that I saw in the summer in the gym by himself shooting bank shots on the practice floor was one Tim Duncan. What a leader and what an all-time great.
Second free throw, no good. Here's Perkichin. Kicks it to Winslow.
Mavericks foul. Sterling Brown.
Reggie Bullock is checked in for Dallas.
First team foul. Checking in for the Mavericks, Reggie Bullock.
Now Jackson. Driving the lane. Can't hit that one.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Foul charge to Dallas. Kristaps Porzingis. That's his third personal foul. First team foul.
All right, Greg, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who do you think right now has the best backcourt in the NBA?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, so many terrific backcourts to choose from. You know, Phoenix has got to be in that conversation with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. But I'll tell you what, with the Splash Brothers healthy and back at it, it's just hard to beat that combination.
Here's McLaughlin. Pass to Marjanovic. Over Jackson. And that one's good. Marjanovic has got his first points of the game.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
There's Winslow. No good again that time.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Frustration seems to be mounting here, and you can see not just in their faces, but right now in their quick and hurried shot selection.
Guarded by Porzingis. There's Jackson with the three. It's rebounded by McLaughlin. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. A three from Porzingis. The Mavericks rebound. McLaughlin, no good. Los Angeles has gone 0 of 3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here's Fox. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got 11 rebounds in the game. And back in the day, Greg, Allen Iverson got criticized for devaluing practice. Now we've got healthy players sitting out of games. Has load management gone too far, you think?
Not a practice, but a game. We got guys missing games, Kevin. There's no doubt about it. But honestly, I'm really all for load management in this regard. If I owned a team and I had to invest $200 million in a player, I want to do everything I can to prolong my investment. And the reality is we've got our stars playing at unprecedented lifts at higher levels later in their careers. So I'm all for doing what we can to prolong the careers of our very best players.
Here's McLaughlin, following the score by Reggie Jackson. 11 feet away. Marjanovic, no good. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. He dishes it to Winslow. And the pass to Perkichin. 4 on the clock. Fades. It's hauled in by Brown.
Well, he finds some space in that in-between gap there. Too bad he can't release that one on target.
And Los Angeles guys shooting terribly up to this point, just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there. The wide open look here for Fox. And the three ball is good. Fox has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Brown with it. Greg, player movement is always a constant in the NBA, but with more players on the move every year, the power balance can shift in the blink of an eye.
And we've seen it with the Lakers, right? Just a few years ago. The Nets and a few others. Not everyone, though, loves it, but it sure keeps things interesting.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Man's checked in, and Dallas also making a switch. Powell's checked in. The shot. They get it back. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Jackson dishes to Winslow. And that one is off. Great D that time from Powell. Bullock passes to Brown. Out to the right wing. There's the lob to the hoop. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Mann. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Now here's Brown. Here's Marjanovic, and he banks in the layup.
Now that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Jackson passes to Fox. On the wing, Winslow. Mavericks with the rebound. Powell's got 10 rebounds here tonight.
2 minutes
so active.
remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Brown right side. Passes it to Marjanovic. Shoots over Fox. And Marjanovic with the slam.
And doing some dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then fouls it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback. Now here's Winslow. Here's Jackson. Whoops, they pick off the pass. McLaughlin, the pass to Bullock. to the inside. And McLaughlin gets it to go. McLaughlin's got his first 2 points of the night.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Mavericks.
As one-sided as it gets today, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season. And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was
for Luka Doncic.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Shooting two.
The free throw drops for Powell. Eric Bledsoe's checked in for the Clippers. And so Powell nails both of them. Here's Jackson. There's 48 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. A pass to Fox. To the middle. Deflects the pass. Pass to man. 6 on the shot clock. Will it go? The rebound by Marjanovic. Here's Dallas. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. Bledsoe against Brown. Bullock passes to McLaughlin. Back to Bullock. The tray gets the three-pointer to fall.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now let's go over to David Aldridge from the sideline for an interview with our player of the game. Hey, David.
Thank you, Kevin. Hey, Luka, the chemistry between you and Porzingis is becoming obvious. Do you see that?
It was great. We did a great job. Not just us two. Everybody did a great job, and we just got to keep going like that.
Well, everybody did do a great job, but it starts with you two, and it led to a win, man. Congratulations. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.